Well, hello, and welcome to the People's Stimulus Check and Stimulus Package Update as of August 16th, 2020. My name is Russ, and let's get this information on the road so you guys can be more informed of what's going on as far as politics, post office, and COVID-19 relief. Let's see here. Well, apparently the House Chief of Staff and Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin reported to have a phone call with members of the House of Representatives Bipartisan Problem-Solving Committee. Isn't that nice? They have to have a problem-solving committee to solve a problem with the stimulus relief that they should have passed months ago to help us out because we are starving, we're dying, we're going homeless, and it's not a good thing. Let's see here. But like I said, it was regarding the next stimulus bill. The caucus is about 48 members of the House of Representatives, which is 24 Democrats and 24 Republicans. They all decided to vote together on a piece of legislation that gets at least 75% of the vote. 51% of it is Republican, 51% of it is Democrat. The Republicans and Democrats believe that if Meadows wasn't a part of the negotiations, the stimulus package would have passed by now. Because as we know, Mark Meadows was not a part of the CARES Act stimulus package, and that passed in a heartbeat. I mean, they're not trying to blame it on Meadows, but they do believe that if he wasn't involved in these stimulus package negotiations, that something would have been passed by now to help the people out. Pelosi and other members of the House are thinking about calling the House back early. And Chuck Schumer is also called upon Mitch McConnell to also bring back the Senate if the House comes back early as well. And they're basically bringing it back regarding the postal issues. That's what this way. The U.S. Census is showing that more Americans are going hungry while the politicians are on vacation. And I'll get into more of that a bit later in the program. Let's see here. Here is the issue with Trump and the post office. Trump says that Amazon abuses the post office for last mile shipping. Basically saying that if they deem their package too expensive to ship by standard methods, that they ship it through the U.S. Postal Service because it's a cheaper rate. But we also know that he's also been trying to rig the elections by, the mail-in ballots. He's saying that that's going to commit a lot of fraud. Even though we all know that, I'm not sure if you guys have been paying attention, but I read an article that said that Putin and Trump are planning to have a secret conference behind closed doors, just those two, regarding the election. Why the Russians can't keep their nose out of American affairs is beyond me, but that's a topic for another day, and hopefully we'll get into that one. But let's see here. I still lost my place. The post office said that it is underfunded and would make it hard for the mail-in ballots to be counted correctly and on time for the election. And the Democrats are now looking to do standalone bills, but this will face issues with Trump because Trump believes mail-in voting would give an advantage to the Democrats. Well, how would it give an advantage to the Democrats if you do mail-in voting to every 50 states, the Republican and the Democrat states? How is that going to give an advantage to any one political party? But that's just what I believe. The bad news is that the politicians are putting the post office and the election over the people. That's right. Instead of doing standalone bills to help the people out, their standalone bills are to help out the post office and the elections instead of, helping the people out that are actually out there starving and dying and going homeless because they don't seem to care. This basically shows that I like Democrats, but the simple fact that Democrats and Republicans are going together to put the post office and elections over the people who are out there starving, dying, and going homeless is not a good thing. So when it comes to revamping the whole Senate and House of Representatives, let's put people in there that actually show they care about the people over elections and over the post office. Again, and on the census, it is showing that Americans that couldn't afford enough food for their families is growing. Their reports show that 12.1% of households do not have enough to eat. This is up from 9.8% in May. So we're having a bigger problem. Our thing is going up by 2.3% from May, and that's a lot of people going hungry. 20% of Americans with children cannot afford to give their children enough food. This is up from 17% in June. Food banks are seeing surging demands, and Americans are expected to experience more food hardships because of the expiration of the pandemic unemployment insurance. Well, let's see here. Didn't Trump already put an executive order out to extend the PUA for those people on it to give them money to buy food, and yet nothing has happened yet? This is sort of what I expected because, like I said, Trump is trying to allocate the funds from the FEMA Disaster Relief Fund, which is meant for tornadoes, hurricanes, and wildfires. And he's trying to take $44 billion from them to do this. And most states are saying that they don't have the funding to come up with the extra $100 for the PUA, but that's not excluding them from receiving the PUA. That's just saying that their citizens won't be getting the extra $100 that Trump's trying to allocate to the PUA. Like I said, he's also trying to do. I said yesterday his 4 commandments, which were actually 5, was the PUA, extending that. Extending the the eviction moratorium so people can't get evicted, student loan deferral till the end of the year with it, including the interest. He also wanted to do a payroll tax cut and then also a capital gains tax cut. And in my earlier videos, I did explain about both the payroll tax cut and the capital gains tax cut and how both are going to only help out certain people, but not all of them. The payroll tax cut was going to basically defund the Social Security Administration and the Medicare Administration, making it so they are obsolete, and we can't have that because we have to keep our promise to the senior citizens to keep their retirement going, as well as keep our promises to ourselves too, so we actually have a retirement when we get old. And then his capital gains tax was so the people that actually have lots of millions of dollars in stocks and bonds, basically stocks, can sell their stocks and pay less taxes on it so the rich can get richer while the poor get poorer. Basically, what's going to be going on here if something doesn't get changed soon when it comes to the president is we're going to see millions of Americans dying, being homeless, and starving. Well, the rich don't seem to care about us. Case in point, if you look at most of these Hollywood people out there that have like millions and millions of dollars, what are they doing? They're not showing that they care about the people that actually help them make that money. They're showing that they don't care about them, and they're siding with Trump about, hey, let's pay less taxes on our capital gains. Let's get all these tax cuts and tax credits and tax breaks, and screw the little people. Well, it's about time that the little people decide to say, you know what, we're going to step up and we're going to show you what we think of you. I mean, as I think a while ago, Mitch McConnell had hundreds of protesters outside his house saying, where's our money, Mitch? You owe us our money because we've been starving, we've been dying, and you're just sitting in your lap of luxury mansion not caring about us. Well, your wife is actually ripping off $350,000 to $1 million worth of paycheck protection money. And they also should be boycotting Kanye West because he stole millions of dollars worth of PPP money as well. And I know there's also 4 other members of Congress, which I'm not sure exactly who they are, who've done the exact same thing. And What is it with the rich people and the little people? I mean, yeah, I grant you, little people go out there and they loot and they steal stuff, but they don't steal. They're not going to go out there and steal a lot of worth stuff just because that is there. They're going to steal it because they need it. The rich people don't need this money they stole from the Paycheck Protection Plan, and yet they're going to get away with it. And then plus, Trump's new little palsy Wells, the Attorney General of the United States, is blocking any investigations into his past or any criminal proceedings to the president since he's friends with the president. That's not right. But this is just me ranting and raving, and I'm sorry about that. It's just I'm sort of upset with the Democrats and the Republicans, both parties, because they're letting the good Americans of the United States of America starve, lose their houses, and die while they squabble over useless crap like the post office. I mean, yeah, the post office needs to just stay in business, but it needs to find a way to become a self-sustaining entity like the Social Security Administration is supposed to be as well. But this is a different topic for a different day. So at this point, I will actually wish you guys a fabulous Sunday. I hope you guys have an excellent night and can get some food in your stomachs. And until next time, which will probably be tomorrow, I will broadcast at you again for any new updates. Oh, wait, that's right. This week is the Democratic Party caucus for who they're going to vote in for president. And then next week on Monday is when the Republican Party starts to do the exact same thing. So let's just hope that something gets done here soon, because I'm getting tired of seeing the good people of America that work their asses off die, starve, and go homeless while our politicians sit on their butts doing nothing. So as of this present time, I will end my ranting and raving, and I will wish you guys a fabulous Sunday, and I do hope you guys get some food in your stomachs and at least get some a roof over your head so you're not out in the weather. And until next time, please be safe. Bye.